this is Christelle Martinette. I'm very, very happy to see you. Thank you for joining me. I see Nakia, Nirvana Bliss, and Marlene Louise Roland. Well, what are we going to do today and how are we going to do it? I was motivated by my question and answer sessions. Many, you can all hear me, I gather, yeah. Where so many people kept asking me, well, Christelle, what could I do? I feel that I have power. I feel that I need healing myself. What could I do to give back? And the word healing kept coming around and around and around. And it wasn't just by chance that we're in the COVID period, but it's a question that is, thrown around. For example, what kind of healing? I'm sure they weren't coming to me for COVID healing, right? And so, hi Jen, good afternoon. And I thought about it and thought about it. And yesterday, we had a guest. We had Sophia Elena from Mindful Bliss Tribe. And I'm sorry that yesterday when we were speaking, I prodded her, but the idea of mindfulness wasn't really eviscerated and brought out, and other forms of healing. But we did talk a lot. We did talk a lot. And if you haven't seen that, go watch that. We talked about Sedona and why Sedona is a very particular place, and why is that vortex that is in Sedona, the vortexes that give us this the spiritual vibration, very strong vibration. And we talked a lot about that. And what I'd like to do today, it's Ramadan Nirvana. Yeah. By the time, yeah, I know it's Ramadan is a great time that's one way to heal, this fasting. So I was going to start by asking you, what about the idea of healing? What is healing? What would you need if you were to ask someone, or if there are any people out there who do practice a form of healing, please come up and I'll, put your comments on the screen there. But I was starting through I'll just keep speaking until I get questions. All right. Now, one of the most important things that I have to remember, that we should remember, is that term mindfulness and awareness and healing through awareness. And the title of the video, I believe, is Becoming Aware of Things Around You in the sense of positive and negative. Okay. When I say that, I mean what we see, what we don't see, what we feel, definitely good and bad. That's really, really important. And so the first absolute first thing that's important with healing is your awareness, your ability to be aware, first on yourself, with yourself, and then successively with other people. So today I would like to sort of have this be a practical session. I'll throw around a couple of ideas before we start the actual exercises. I work with awareness through movement. Okay, awareness through movement. Why? Well, I stumbled upon it when, in many different times during my life. One, when I actually had, I had a meniscus. Marlene, let's put that on the board. Let's see, Marlene does Reiki healing on herself and on her family. We'll talk about that. Maybe you can talk about, get prepared, Marlene. I'll ask you to talk about energy centers. And maybe you could prepare a little bit on that, and we'll put it on the screen there for everyone. And Nakia says, I am a born mystic by nature. What are some tools I need besides stones to ground myself? Okay. If you are a mystic by nature, you shouldn't be asking that, All right. So let's go back to this awareness through movement. I had an operation in my, when I was dancing in my 20s. I had a sprained ankle, and I stumbled on a different set of things, but I didn't like anything until I found feldenkrais, and I went to a feldenkrais practitioner. And what they do is give lessons, and lessons of being aware of how you move, and knowing what you do when you actually move and when you put your feet. Then over the years, I had problems writing, because I'm a writer, and I just, the white blank pages were there all the time. And I know that system, being aware, will open the mind. And I went back for lessons, and that helped it as well. And then I had an operation on my meniscus. There too, it helped. And just recently, I'm doing a lot of that to open my antenna and become more aware. So I'm saying this. Why? Because if we're able to walk into a room, like Nakia just said, I'll put that up on the board again, on the board, on the screen. I'm a born mystic by nature. Okay, we could say that by nature. You're a born mystic by nature. Okay, that's fine. What are some tools I need besides stones to ground myself? All right, so there are no stones as strong as your mind. None. And the intention that you have in wanting to ground yourself. So let me tell you this. First of all, I'm going to guide you in a mindful meditation. All right. So what am I going to do? I'm going to show you what I have here. I've got my my singing bowl, and before we start, I'll ring the singing bowl. When that stops, I'll ask you to close your eyes. You can close them even before. As I ring the bowl, you close your eyes. When it's over, then I'll be speaking, and I'll guide you in a process of meditation, of what to do, what not to do, where to go. And what is interesting is this, that when you're aware, tell me, how many people really remember the ingredients of what they ate yesterday, or what you were doing? Because we're all used to running around. Now it's different with this COVID, where we're on slow motion. So most of us are actually doing one thing at a time and cooking our own meals. But it's very rare. It's very rare where you always, especially people with children, and people who have to be responsible for other people, could be a parent, a sibling. What happens is you think ahead. So your mind is focused forward because you're trying to look out for, any kinds of traps for that person or the persons that you have to be responsible for. So that's a big problem. And that's to the detriment of ourselves. All right. So we're going to start with a few exercises. Swati, I think you've mentioned this to me before. I've always wondered about Akashic records and past regression. That has nothing to do with healing. That is psychic abilities to read for others. And past life regression has to do with hypnotherapy. And so that is a whole bundle there. There's a lot of things that people have to know before they make you regress. So we're not doing past life regression today. The Akashic Records is like a big library in the sky. Please accept this simple definition, that in meditation, we who practice that go and get information for that person in terms of where they come from, what they're doing, what blocks and restrictions they have, just what is going on, their past lives and things like that. Angela looks, I need acts of love and kindness to heal myself. This is what we're talking about. I was going to use the umbrella term love afterward, and you do have to learn how to love yourself. And it starts with this awareness process. Now, I'm going to change the camera, and we'll begin, okay? So let's see if you can follow. All right. Just a minute. All right, so close your eyes. Okay, now as you keep your eyes closed, I'm just asking you to breathe normally like you would always do. Just breathe in and breathe out and think of where the air goes when it comes in. Does it go through your nose? Does it go through your mouth? What is more natural to you? And as you exhale, is it through your nose, through your mouth? Could you actually feel the hair in your nostrils when you inhale or exhale? What I'd like you to do as you breathe and continue to breathe, we're going to give that breath a visualization. We're going to visualize it as a ball of air. Okay, as a ball of air. You take that ball of air in, inhale, and you exhale. Again, inhale and exhale. That ball of air now, you focus on it and give it a color. Breathe in. Keep that color. Exhale. Once again, inhale and exhale. Change the color of the ball. Inhale, then exhale. Again, inhale, exhale. One more time, inhale and exhale. Just relax, open your eyes, and let's have a little chat. Let's have a little chat. Let's see if we can have a little chat. Was this easy for you? Of course. Let me see. Some people may not be able to. Some people can't imagine. They don't visualize. Were you able to see a color? When I first did this, I wasn't able to imagine my breath as a ball, as if it were a ball. And because I just imagined it as being something that flowed, just a stream, as if it were water. So having it become a ball, what did the ball look like? Was it large? Was it small? Was it as small um, as a one of those little glass balls? Or were they? Was it a small tennis ball? What was the ball like? The consistency. Did you see or imagine the consistency of the ball? Was it soft? Kisses of Intuition says, I visualized yellow, then orange colored balls of light. I have to admit, Kisses of Intuition, that was my first impression when I visualized. I had imagined it as being yellow. And then I changed it, but it went to red. It went to a more fiery color. And in your visualization, Kisses of Intuition, they're large orbs. Yeah, that that made it difficult for me because I saw them as little tiny glass balls, as if they could be, because I was afraid of getting something through my nostrils, when I first did this. And Angela, like a bubble, you see, like a bubble, a ball like a bubble. Yeah, something soft that could possibly burst. Now, this is let's try another another, let's see, grounded Jen. Not a definable shape, just energy, but colors changes. Yeah, colors changed. All right, yeah. I can see, I can imagine that. Nirvana bliss, second, in case of the first something was not possible to be healed on this broadcast. I'm sorry. We're working with an exercise, Nirvana. Let's not get out of that. Um, okay, I experience headaches before something happens, and I don't like that feeling. Okay, but it has nothing to do with the breathing, I hope. Swathi. Swathi says bright white balls and changed it to purple. Yeah, that's a very common change. A lot of people who use purple and then change to white and vice versa. It's very interesting. It's very interesting. Royal colors and light. Um, Now I'm going to ask you to do something else. Those of you who practice yoga um, are taught to breathe in a certain way. You breathe in with your nose and to the count of 3 or 4, and then breathe out through your mouth to the count of 3 or 4. And I'll ask you to do something a little different. Sabrina, I pictured a bubble, first magenta, then green. Yeah, magenta is very, very common. Um, Caroline, what do you see when you see the green? This must be a question for me. For me, they were balls. They were always balls. They were still balls. All right, let's try something else because we're working now on ourselves. And then the next step will be to project to someone else. All right, so let's go back. I'm going to, again, use the singing bowl, and you can start breathing normally. Now I'd like you to inhale through your nose. Keep your mouth shut. Inhale through your nose and push out your belly, your lower abdomen. Then exhale through the mouth very slowly and pull in your stomach, your belly. Again, inhale to the count of 4 with your nose. Exhale to the count of 4, bringing in your belly. Breathe in 4 and balloon out your belly. And exhale 4, bring in your belly. Now we're going to change that. We're going to change and it will feel unnatural to you. We're going to inhale with the nose, but pull in our belly. And when we exhale, we pull out our belly. So it's something that we're usually not asked to. Ready? So we inhale to the count of 4 and pull in our belly. Exhale and pull out your belly. Inhale. And exhale. One more time. Inhale, pull in your belly. And exhale, pull out your belly. Now keep your eyes closed. And this time, we're going to again inhale, pull in our belly, and imagine that the breath, and hold your breath, you're holding your breath, and the air that you have in is a ball. You hold your breath as much as you can, and I'll guide you. Ready? Inhale, tummy in, hold your breath, Now take the ball is up near your diaphragm, upper diaphragm, without breathing. Push that ball to your lower abdomen. Give it a color. And bring it back up. And exhale. We're going to try that again. Inhale, pull in your belly. Hold your breath. Bring the ball of air to the upper diaphragm. Give it a different color. Push it down without breathing to your tummy. And then exhale. We're going to try the opposite with inhaling and opening your belly. And then holding our breaths. Inhale. Hold your breath. Bring that ball of air to the upper diaphragm. Hold it. Give it a color. Hold it again. Bring it down to your belly and exhale. One more time. Inhale. Hold your breath. Give the ball another color. Push the ball down without breathing to the abdomen, lower abdomen. Wait 1 second, and then exhale. Okay, just relax now, and let's come back. Caroline, you see all green. That's interesting. There's a thing about colors. When you close your eyes, these studies have been made that when you close your eyes, many people see different splashes of light as if they were fireworks. And scientists say that the colors that you see, if it's a lot of different colors, it means one thing. If they're just little white lights, it means another. I don't know what that means. I don't know what the green color means in your case, but you might want to look that up. All right, now, how was this moving the ball around without breathing? That is a little difficult and counterintuitive. It's all about trying to control yourself and trying to move and being aware where the air is going and where it's coming. This is all about being aware of where that air, that breath of air is coming. How was that? Was it easy for you? Was it difficult? May, love, you're the one who experiences headaches before something happens. Have you had difficulty with this exercise? Kisses of intuition, purple, orange, and green. They're not related. Are they not related to the chakras? I was going to ask the woman who talked about Reiki if she's ready with the energy to come out and tell us. Let's see. You'll find a lot of information on the chakras online if you like. Now, what I'd like to do, easy with pastel colors. Angela, easy with pastel colors. Good. Interesting. You still saw green, Caroline. Isn't that odd? Isn't that odd? Interesting. And was it difficult for you to change the color, Caroline? You have to try to give it your mind to change it, give it, it's an exercise that where you are in the driver's seat and you're the one who is telling yourself what what your eyes are going to see. So let's see, Marlene. Reiki is all about reviving. I think maybe there's a typo there. Reviving the healing energy from the universe and being the vessel to give it to others. Yes, if you're a Reiki practitioner, exactly. You're not in control. You're not in control. What is getting healed? Sorry, okay, Marlene, good. All right, so when Reiki practitioners I practice Reiki as well. You are very much in control. You are very much in control. Before you practice Reiki, people would come and ask you for Reiki, or else there's no reason to do it. Okay, it's common courtesy, and people come and they might say, I've been feeling a little bit of, I don't know, I feel so heavy on my head, just um, another person in the chat said, I just feel something, my head is heavy. That's when we know where to target our energy. And it is all about love, Marlene. It's all about love, really. Um, Swazi is saying it was difficult and I was not able to see any other color than purple. You need to practice with that. That is good practice then. Um, Jen, maybe I need all mine cleared too. Yes, probably. Well, I'm going to be working with a woman in about a couple of hours to work out with her chakras, actually, to reestablish, rebalance them for, I have to check which chakras are have underactivity, which have overactivity. Then we have to clear them. It's all about holding your hands over the chakra. Okay, if you're in presence, but if it's energy, so we can do this even at a distance. Now, I'd like us to do something that targets someone else. Okay. Um, Caroline says, how can I change the color? I would love to, because I want to see yellow and I want to be ready. Well, this is something you can practice on. You'd practice before you close your eyes. You could focus on light and see what that, if you focus on light, consciously, then all of a sudden you'll have it's as if you are in a tunnel, and then try it. That's another, it's another perfect example of how you can help yourself change the color. Tara, I think you keep asking me about the Akashic records. That is not this session. All right. Akashic records, healing is done if the Akashic records reader finds blocks and restrictions, then the person gives them permission to clear them and the healing takes place. That's what reading the Akashic records does. If you can do that, that's the way it's done. Now let's go back to the singing bowl. We're going to try another thing with our eyes closed. If you are ready, let's get ready. Let's get ready. Okay, close your eyes. Okay, now this time we're going to focus on someone we love. It could be a child, could be a sibling, sister or brother, could be a parent, could be a significant other. Let's focus on someone who we love. Imagine them in your mind's eye. Close your eyes and breathe normally. Breathe normally. And I want you to focus on that person's body as if they were about 3 feet in front of you, 2 meters in front of you, 1 meter, 2 meters in front of you, a yard and 2 yards in front of you. So you can see their entire body from their feet to the tip of their head. Now, try to see through their body. Imagine what their kidney looks like. Where exactly is it? On which side of the body? On the right or on the left? When you think you have it, let's go from the kidney to the liver. Move over. Look at their pancreas. And try then
to see their diaphragm. The diaphragm is the largest organ in a person's body, so it has a wide expanse. A diaphragm is what we move when we're breathing. See if you could imagine that. None of us are physicians, perhaps, but some of us may have studied anatomy, and you could imagine what it looks like. So we have gone from the kidney to the liver. We're on to the diaphragm, that's quite larger. And then we're going right to the heart. Imagine that person's heart. Imagine it pumping blood and oxygen to their veins all over their bodies. What does it look like? Does it look like a house? Does it look like a house with a door and windows? Imagine that the heart put out smoke, that it was a house, there was a fire inside the house, there was not a bonfire, but there was something to keep people warm, and it was lit, and then out of the heart came some smoke and went to all other areas of the body. We're going to leave that heart and now look at inside. What is inside that person's throat? What do you see? Can you distinguish anything inside that throat? Could you see the thyroid gland? We hear so much about the thyroid gland. Can you imagine where it is? Let's imagine going through the head and looking outside of that person's skull from behind their eyes. So you can see now you're looking at their eyeballs from the inside of their head, looking out, almost as if you can imagine how they see the world. What are they looking at? What do they see? Do you see yourself as a reflection? Can you see that? What do they feel? From being in the position where you are, you've traveled up from the kidneys to the liver, the diaphragm, the heart, the thyroid gland, and behind the eyeballs. From your position now, can you feel what that travel was like for you? Was it nervous? Did you feel sort of a nervous energy? Was it calm? Was it flowing? Was it smooth for you, that passageway? Along your way, along that route from the kidney up until behind the eyes, were there any hard objects, occlusions, balls that seem too hard for a body to keep, something that could be obstructive, something that you think should not be in that body? If you do, and if you did see that, go back to that object. Let's look at it and give it a color. Whatever color you have imagined, change that color to red now. If it was red, keep it red. From the red color, we're bringing it to pink. Now to cream colored, to white until it's transparent and we cannot see it anymore. It's gone. Now we're going to slide down through the neck, through to the thyroid gland, go through the same passageway we came in, down to the heart, around the diaphragm, the liver, the pancreas, and the kidney. And now open your eyes. Okay, now this is really surprising. Okay, when we do an exercise like this, I say it's an exercise. It's just I call it a lesson. I like to call it a lesson because it teaches us all so many things. What happened to you when you were doing this? Do you want to share? Does anyone like to share? Would you? What about the person who kept seeing green, Caroline? Kept seeing green. Were you able to see the red? Yeah, Angela, wow. It's a wow. It's amazing what we can do. It is amazing. It's amazing. Come on, let's try to, if we can speak about it, if we can describe it to somebody else, it will become more real. It will be an experience that leaves us a strong emotion. So let's see if we can share that. Must have been wow for everybody. I hope you're still not stuck behind the eyeballs there. I try to joke about it, but it is such a strong experience that you literally um, have trouble understanding where you are inside looking out, on the outside looking in, you know. Take your time. Take your time. This is not easy. Angela, I went to a six I went into a 6-year-old boy. It felt very medical until I got to the head. What happened then after that when you got to the head? What did you see? Let's see, Swati. I was first seeing the whole body as brown, and then it was difficult to change colors. Interesting. 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 Sabrina says, it made me happy to clear the block in the throat for him. Started from black. Interesting. It is amazing. It is amazing what your visualization can make you do, can allow you to do. It's allowing you to do. At the point, my body felt very strange, like doing meditation. Yeah. Well, this is a form of meditation. This is mindful meditation here. This is what we're doing. Um, Many thanks, Christelle, for this new modality of healing. Okay, we're starting to learn. Caroline, I enjoyed the meditation, but I still see green. Couldn't change it to well, we'll have use this as homework, Caroline. We're going to see what that green is. If this could be a symbolic of something that needs changing or not. Let's see. Jen from Grounded Expressions Tarot. When I did my first healing on myself the other day, I was pulling black energy out of myself as I kept pulling the color. Went from black to dark red, to red, light red to pink. Yeah, exactly. You should get to white. Juanita, I see a yellow in the throat. Okay. What's interesting? Yeah. Now I believe I was doing it right. Right. What about what were does I'm getting excited. Were any of you able to see out from behind the eyeballs of that person?
that you imagined you were in? Was it possible for you to look out and see something of yourself projected or not? Or was that really just too much? That was really difficult. Let's see. Angela, when I looked out their eyes, I saw their family room, and I went to a TV to look at myself in the reflection on the TV. There was nothing wrong with the body, so it worked on their feeling of so I worked on their feeling of anxiety. Okay, so you, Angela, felt that you, as you were in, that there was some a bit of anxiety, if I understood you right. Okay. Okay. Um, Juanita, you were able to see yourself? Explain. I'm not sure if this is what you're trying to say. Explain. This is interesting what you end up seeing on the other side. Um, Angela wanted to immediately go out and get a reflection of herself because you need, because we're always in need of a sort of reflection. Swati, let's see, Swati. Amazing. It is really amazing. I could feel their feelings as well. This is excellent. Really, this is, we do. I saw some pain in her eyes, and her heart had a smoke kind emerging out. I kind of had a bright light come into suddenly and clear it all. Okay, that's interesting. All right, great. Caroline, you said we would work on the green to get rid of that, and I have the yellow. Thank you very much. All right. Um, Anybody else? What they saw on the other side was interesting. This was interesting. So these are just a few lessons, let's say, in the beginning of what it means to become aware. Because as you can see, our awareness allows us to be very, very in tune to other people as well, and to ourselves as well. It's first important to start from the beginning, from the inside out. I wanted to see if I'd see myself or the 6-year-old. Yeah. Sabrina says, I saw myself and how he viewed me, brought a smile to my face, also saw some pain. Interesting. Um, Juanita, yes, I've seen myself standing in front of him. Yeah, interesting, very interesting. A difference of different people that you saw, that was interesting. The 6-year-old, him. Um, and what is Marlene said, I only had a lot of feelings. This is good. This is very good. This is very good. A lot of feelings, I think, Marlene, you meant, maybe there's because we all don't speak English, but you probably meant feelings, emotions. So emotions can mean, many things. It could be because of one thing, because of another, because of another. What would be interesting for you after we leave each other to get a notepad and keep a notepad, because I'll be doing these sessions on a regular basis with a theme, different theme, with different exercise, and we'll be talking. And you can come in with questions about what happened to you during the week exactly, and any kind of things that you repeated for yourself. But it would be interesting for you to write down things. Swati, yes, I saw myself in her eyes. Very interesting. Thank you. Thank you for joining me. Um, yes, me too. I can't visualize. A lot of people can't. A lot of people can't visualize. But it's a process. A lot of people work with sense of smell, and we can work once on the sense of smell. But take some notes. So just let me recap a little bit. I came in by saying I was latching on to yesterday my guest, Sophia Elena from Mindful Bliss Tribe, and
she didn't focus on the idea of mindfulness. And I thought, let me pick that up and I'll start that because I work with a lot of awareness through movement and how people um, are able to heal themselves through moving and being aware of their movement. And what I wanted to do here, first lesson, we worked with the breath and imagining. We didn't visualize, we did imagine the ball. We didn't have to see it, but we imagined it moving. So we had this control of the ball that would go in all different areas of our diaphragm, lower abdomen, upper in our diaphragm. Then we worked on changing the colors of the ball of our our breath. Give it a different color. Imagine it as a ball, and imagine what kind of ball. If it was a soft or something. And this a lot of another woman talked about being a oh, my screen. My screen just popped up crazy, but I think you're still with me. Yeah. And changing the color. And last but not least, we worked with another person, seeing them as a body, as organs. We're going to do that still with the skeleton as well one time, and traveling through up until we were able. So we're just touching the surface. We're going to take bits and pieces of this at another time. Caroline says, I was working on my calling to get rid of um, the green. And you said when we were doing the meditation, I got it through and I got the yellow. Yes. Yeah. Good for you. Good for you. I did that for you because I was thinking, well, let me get her if she has a different color. Swati, I could feel myself initially with feelings of her pain and later I could feel unconditional love. Yeah. This is we come full circle here and it's all about giving love. And what is love? We could talk about that forever, but it has no form, it has no shape. It's an energy and it's a feeling. A lot of people say it's a feeling. No, it's an energy. I can give energy. Reiki is all about giving energy. That is love, spiritual love. It's I believe spirituality is love, really. um Thank you all for joining me. If you have any questions on what we just did, I'll stick around for another minute or so, or else we can call it a day. And I'll be back. I don't remember. What is today? Sunday? I'll probably be back. You read. I'll be channeling Nikola Tesla next weekend. So you'll be seeing that. If there are no other questions, thank you for joining me. And until we read together again, until we see each other again, bye bye, ladies and gentlemen.